At just 26, POORSTACY, real name Carlito Milford, is gone, and the shock is rippling through fans and the entire music world. Sudden, confusing, devastating. Authorities in Palm Beach confirmed he passed away early Saturday in Boca Raton, Florida, but the circumstances remain wrapped in mystery. Social media lit up instantly, with thousands revisiting his music, posts, and old interviews, trying to make sense of how someone so young and creatively alive could disappear in an instant. The situation has sparked endless theories. POORSTACY had been staying at a Boca Raton hotel for nearly 10 days with a woman and a toddler. Staff say he was respectful, but distant, keeping a low profile. No fights, no noise, nothing unusual. But that morning he was taken to the hospital alone. The woman and child were unharmed. The Palm Beach County medical examiner has confirmed his death, yet the cause has not been made public. Online, fans are analyzing his lyrics and social media captions, searching for signs of hidden battles. Some suspect suicide, others believe it was a sudden medical issue. Nothing is official, only the heartbreak is. POORSTACY wasn't just another upcoming artist. He was a genre-breaking force, blending emo rap, punk, and alternative elements into something raw and unmistakably his. His work with Travis Barker, especially The Haunting Choose Life, earned him major recognition, including a Grammy nomination for the Bill and Ted Face the Music soundtrack. It felt like he was only just getting started. His loss leaves a void that seems impossible to fill. Before the spotlight, Carlito Milford was a kid from Palm Beach, trying to find his place in a world he often felt disconnected from. Those who grew up with him describe someone quiet, thoughtful, and intense qualities that later exploded through his music. It's said he dealt with complicated family pressures, experiences that shaped the emotional weight of his art. Music became the safe space where he could pour everything, pain, frustration, longing into something meaningful. From uploading tracks online to performing in small local shows, he steadily built a loyal fan base, drawn to the unfiltered honesty of his work. But even then, Carlito's brilliance came with a darker side. Friends say he spent countless hours in the studio, often isolating himself to perfect every sound. Whispers of anxiety and burnout were common, but he rarely let anyone get close enough to see the full extent of it. His creativity pulled people toward him, yet there was always the sense of a private storm behind his eyes. When POORSTACY broke through nationally, he stood out instantly. He refused labels. His sound was unapologetically emotional punk energy, emo vulnerability, and rap storytelling woven into something powerful. Songs like I've Given Up on You, and his collaborations with Travis Barker resonated with listeners who needed music that felt real. Behind the scenes, insiders say he was constantly juggling new ideas, writing experimenting endlessly, sometimes at the cost of his own mental and physical well-being. His partnership with Travis Barker became a defining chapter. Choose Life wasn't just a song, it felt like a diary entry, a cry for clarity, wrapped in hope and despair. Barker reportedly served as a mentor, pushing him creatively, while also recognizing the emotional weight he carried. Those who worked with him recall moments of absolute brilliance, followed by quiet moments where he seemed lost in thought, exposing a vulnerability his fans connected with so deeply. The reason POORSTACY resonated wasn't just his music, it was his honesty. His songs explored darkness, self-doubt, and emotional conflict, with a transparency few artists dare to show. Tracks like Hate My Life and Rockstar Now take on a chilling new meaning. Fans are combing through every lyric, looking for clues to the battles he may have fought alone. Rumors of mental health struggles have circulated for years, though nothing has ever been confirmed. Now the focus has shifted to those last 10 days in Boca Raton. Hotel staff describe him as quiet, almost fading into the background. He barely interacted, speaking only when necessary. Some say he looked exhausted, not physically, but emotionally drained. The presence of the unidentified woman and toddler has fueled even more questions. Who were they? Why were they there? Was he trying to create stability or hide chaos? No one knows. Early Saturday morning, tragedy struck. Staff called emergency services, and he was taken to the hospital without anyone accompanying him. The calmness of the scene makes the outcome even harder to grasp. Since the news broke, fans have been re-examining his final posts, trying to interpret every emoji, every phrase, every lyric. Theories range from overwhelming exhaustion, to private emotional turmoil, to an unexpected medical crisis. The truth remains unknown. The internet's reaction was immediate. His comment sections flooded with disbelief, heartbreak, and regret. Statements like, "Why didn't we notice?" and "He was crying for help" fill his pages. His music, once an escape, has become a puzzle fans are trying to solve. Some fear he took his own life. Others believe it was a tragic accident. But most are simply mourning a voice that spoke to their own pain. The industry is grieving too. Travis Barker expressed deep sadness, and artists from across genres have shared stories and tributes. Choose Life, along with unreleased music he was reportedly working on, now carries a tragic weight. He had big plans for the future, a future now lost. Privately, Carlito was nothing like the onstage persona people saw. Friends say he was gentle, thoughtful, and deeply emotional. That contrast, the rebellious image versus the sensitive soul, is what made his art so powerful, and what makes his death even harder to accept. His life was short, but his mark on music is unmistakable. The unanswered questions around his final days only intensify the heartbreak. 10 days in a hotel, a mysterious woman and child, no public incident, and then suddenly gone. Fans are trying to piece together a story that may never be fully understood. POORSTACY's legacy is a blend of talent, turmoil, and truth. His music was fearless. His emotions were real. His influence continues to echo far beyond the timeline of his life. And while we may never know exactly what happened in those final hours, his art remains raw, haunting, and unforgettable. He may be gone, but for millions of listeners who felt seen in his voice, POORSTACY lives on in every beat, every lyric, and every moment his music brings comfort. A life too short, a talent impossible to replace, a mystery that will always linger.